All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Alan Heaps from Boise State University. So Boise State University is more than just a blue football field. It was founded in 1932 as a junior college and then gained its four-year status in 1965. I got to Boise State in about 2006. I took the position as their full-time database designer and analyst. So this is what I inherited, right? So this was the main app. And what happened was, in parts, some of the folks that got in here decided that the best way to get the data that they wanted in there was just to make another relationship. And they just kept building relationships from every table to every other table. Because dang it, I know where that information is. I'll just build a relationship directly to that table. And so what ended up happening is we had over 200 fields in one table of this app in the projects table. And about a third of those tables were just, or those fields were just empty. And so people would go in to build their reports or to make their forms, and it was a guess, right, as to what they were supposed to pull in. And half the time they'd pull it in and it would be empty field. Here were the problems that I would needed to fix when we started talking about redoing that main app. First off, I needed to connect the app to a set of databases that were on main campus that are the main sources of truth for us, right? First off, I needed to go over and I needed to find a way to pull that stuff in, and I was able to do that. So far, that's taken the longest amount of time. Then I needed to be able to clean up those unnecessary and duplicated relationships. I needed to eliminate the empty roles. I needed to rename the like name fields that were just confusing everybody. And then address the table bloat, 200 fields per record. I'm not sure that was really causing us more problem, other than maybe that was my OCD. I just didn't feel like we needed to have that many fields in the tables. And then redefine user access roles. So when I inherited this, about every user had their own role, and there just was, there's no reason for that. And then every user had the same dashboard, which became noise for most of them. They didn't know where to go to get what they needed to have. So we needed to clean it up and make sure they were only using the reports, and they were only looking at the reports and forms that they needed to see. So the process was I would go out and consult with the teams. So I would go out and consult with all 11 teams to figure out what the information, what they needed to have as far as current problems that they needed to be solved and what they would like to see the app do. And so we set up a process for being able to gather that information. And then I needed to design and build what is now called the data feeds app, which is the one that interfaces with the main campus data and brings it in and allows us to massage it and build relationships there so that we can use it in all of our apps, not just this one that we're building. And then I needed to design and build this new online course projects app, calling it version 2.0, where we would clean up the relationships, make it so it's a clean line of inheritance on the data, and then create pipelines to import all of the historical data so that we don't lose that and have to go back to this old nasty app to pull in what we've already done for more than 10 years. So here's the data feeds relationship table at this point. And because not all these tables are related, it just becomes a way to put things through so that I can use them in different apps as they are needed. Mapping out the relationships between all of the courses and all of the degrees that use those courses and certificates. Now here we are on the version 2 of the project app that uses the data from the data feeds. So you can see these red tables right here are the feeds from that data app that come into to these tables. So faculty are assigned to things that are sitting on this multi-semester list through this table. And then there are project types that go into the multi-semester list. Here's our data feeds app. This is the default dashboard. The first thing I built out of here was a calendar to show kind of what's happening with each term that they can access and stick on other apps. This is the project dates default report that shows you 2 cycles are the cycles that we work on for building out courses with faculty. They are split into 7-week terms because our terms are 15 weeks long and we just have a break for 1 week in the middle. And then here, this is a listing of all the courses. And you can see that we have 3,203 courses that are now offered in online venues. This is the default dashboard for the new version 2 of the projects, but using the KPIs to be able to show where things are into which kind of a course it's going to be once it gets done, and then what the status is for the ones that we are working on. So what's left to do is I need to integrate these other workflows in as much as they need to be. There's a program development process that we need to probably bring the data in, because it will be the newest data, even newer than what we're getting from campus data stores on some of the new programs that are coming in. I need to integrate what our research innovation team does that can then track what they're doing as well. I need to decide whether to integrate what's happening with course maintenance workflows. I need to redefine and focus what access each user needs to have. I need to add the focus dashboards for the different folks. And then I need to figure out how to add that historical data. I'm hoping to be able to do that. And then add some other efficiency processes via pipelines to take some of what's cumbersome out of the mix.